What is God? Why do you believe in God? What do you believe? So let's clarify this. Believing that there is a God is silly. Because if there is, there is. And if there isn't, there isn't. So what do you mean, do you believe? Everybody believes in God. Everybody. The question is only, which God are you talking about? So the classical argument between religion and science. The scientist says there's no God. The world began with subatomic particles. If the world began with subatomic particles, then that's God. Because God means the original substance from which everything else evolved. So you think it's a subatomic particle. Okay, that's your God. When we say God, we're talking about an original being who, unlike the subatomic particles, knows what he's doing. That's it. That's your choice. Your choice is, do you believe in a God who started a world and doesn't even know it? Or do you believe that God, who started the world, did it intentionally, with a plan? There's no such thing as an atheist. Just because you call God a particle doesn't make you an atheist. It makes you an idolater. Tell you another thing that makes you an idolater. If you say, God needs certain things, we need certain things, and they're often in conflict. He needs me to fast on Yom Kippur, I need to eat. He needs me to get married, I need to stay single. He needs me to rest on Shabbat. My business works best on Shabbat. So we have two needs, and we have to figure out how to get along, like a bad marriage. So for many, many years, we were told, your needs are not as important as his. So give up what you need. Be humble. Be obedient. Be submissive. God is the boss. You do what he wants. What you want, you have to sacrifice. That sound like a religion? Amazingly, it worked. It worked. Not only for Jews. The whole world behaved, built cities, built communities, made new inventions, explored new countries. Why? Because they needed to. Everybody in the world was told what they need to do. Either by the Tsar, or by some other dictator, or by a preacher, by a religious leader. Everyone was always telling you what you need to do, what you must have. Today, it's the media. Constantly, you are being told what you must have. You must have this new car. You must have this new pair of shoes. You must have this medicine to clear up your sinuses. It might kill you, but so what? Clear up your sinuses. Everything in the media, in society, is telling people what they need to do. And of course, you have to pay for it. It reached a point where we can't take it anymore. So young people are suddenly saying, I don't need to. You're telling me I need to? I don't need to. I don't care. So your Frum Zayde said, you have to keep Shabbos. You have to go to shul. So they went to shul. Today, if you try saying to your grandchild, you need to keep kosher. I need to? I don't need to. No, you must. No. You have to do this. I don't have to. It took us 5,000 years to figure this out. I don't have to. Not only with religion, everything. The farmer would wake up early in the morning to milk the cow. Why? Have to. You got to milk the cow. He would take his 10-year-old son with him to go out and plow the fields. Why? You have to. It's plowing season. It's the season you have to plow. So they plowed. Today, I have to. I don't have to. They don't have to. Why don't I have to? Because I didn't ask to be born. Pretty simple deduction. I didn't ask to be born. I didn't ask to be born because I don't need to be. So if I don't need to be born, what do you mean I need to plow the field? I don't need anything. I didn't even need to be born. So a man in India sued his parents that they should pay all his bills for the rest of his life because they gave birth to him without his permission. Sounds funny. He literally took them to court, but the courts threw it out. Because the parents said, we didn't ask to be born either. So blame grandma. And the grandmother said, I didn't ask to be born either. It sounds funny when you first hear it, but think about it for a minute. Nobody asks you. All of a sudden you're born, and you have to pay the bill. Does that make sense? You have to go to school, you have to get into a good college, you have to get a good job, you have to pay the mortgage and the taxes. Wait. Did I sign a contract? Did I agree to this responsibility? No. So if you give birth to me, you pay the bills. Doesn't that sound right? And the same thing with religion. God creates me, and now I have to keep Shabbos. So what was the answer in the olden days? Like 10 years ago. What was the answer? You have to keep Shabbos. I do? How did I get myself into this mess? How did I become obligated to keep Shabbos? I never agreed to this. You're right, you never agreed to this. But if you don't keep Shabbos, you're going to burn in hell. Aha! That means you have nothing more to say. If you're starting to threaten me, it means you have nothing more to say. So you're not telling me why I need to keep Shabbos. You're just telling me that I'm going to get it. So obviously you don't know why I should keep Shabbos either. Because if you knew, you would tell me. You obviously don't know, so you're threatening me. Did you try threatening a child today? Doesn't work. You can't threaten a child today. So what are we going to do? Can't beat up your kids. What are we going to do? The Rebbe prepared us for this deeply, thoroughly, amazingly. The Rebbe said, you don't need to be born. You don't ask to be born. So why are you? Why are you here? This is no longer a religious question. This is a life question that young children are asking. You tell a child to clean up his room. He says, I didn't ask to be born. Now I have to clean up rooms? So it's not a religious question. It's not a philosophical question. It's a question of reality. What am I doing here, and how did I become obligated to pay bills and to clean up rooms and to get good report cards? How did this happen? And it's such a good question. In the secular world, this causes people to commit suicide because they have no answer. I didn't ask to be born, and I am burdened with needs. This doesn't make sense. I quit. But if you're being logical, it's true that you didn't ask to be born. It's true that you don't need to be born. I've never heard someone who wasn't born complain. Hey, why wasn't I born? No such complaint.